Greetings family, peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru and thanks for visiting my channel. This video is about a suspected serial killer who was unmasked after a chance with police encounter. This happened in Anchorage, Alaska, and it happened on Saturday. I was going to do a video on this the other day, but I didn't. I neglected to because they didn't provide enough information. They had no description on the suspect. They had no picture or any kind of information. They just had the fact that there was a really bad police shooting once again, but they didn't give any information as to who the victim was or who the suspect was. So with that said, now they finally released a photo, and his name is James Dale Ritchie. We're going to go to the story. So family, a gunfight between an Alaska police officer and a pedestrian who suddenly opened fire may have stopped a serial killer dead in his tracks. According to Anchorage police, Officer Arn Saleo was responding to a theft complaint early Saturday when he spotted 40-year-old James Dale Ritchie walking down a city street. When Saleo pulled up next to Ritchie to ask if he had seen the crime, Ritchie ignored the question and continued walking, prompting the officer to ask again, but this time over the public address loudspeaker in his patrol car. It was at that moment, police said, that Ritchie turned and opened fire on the officer, hitting him at least 4 times. Saleo immediately returned gunfire and physically fought off his assailant, Anchorage Chief Chris Tully said at a Tuesday press conference. Quote, at the same time as this was occurring, a second officer who's in the area rolled up on the incident, and Sergeant Mark Patsky of our K-9 unit charged and returned fire. Together they were able to stop this individual. So family, Ritchie was killed in the hail of police bullets and was pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities have not revealed how many times he was shot. Officer Saleo is recovering at an area hospital from his wounds, police said. And family, here's a picture of Anchorage police officer Arn Saleo. He is the one that first came across this criminal. Police said they knew no reason why Ritchie opened fire. Quote, Mr. Ritchie, we just came upon by happenstance, unquote, Anchorage Police Lieutenant John McKinnon told Alaska Dispatch News. The burst of violence turned out to be just the beginning. Ballistic tests on the Colt Python .357 Magnum revolver police said Ritchie brandished unraveled a trail of death that has terrorized Alaska's largest city. The revolver, Tully said, quote, was the same gun used in 5 other homicides here in Anchorage in 2016, unquote. So the revelation followed a recent police announcement warning residents to be cautious and to travel with several friends. That admonition, which heightened fears of Anchorage's record pace of homicides, had the city on edge. And so family, with that said, here is an actual tweet from Jake Kimball, who states, it's not the right forum, but it's the right sized audience. Numerous sources, SWAT and the district attorney, through reliable acquaintances, confirm that there is a serial killer in Anchorage that is still at large. No public office is admitting anything as the feds are now on it. He's male, race unknown. Well, you should have figured out that he was 9 times out of 10 probably going to be white, because that's what he turned out to be. But anyways, I digress. He walks out in the woods, and at point blank, he shoots. 3 double murders, January, July, and last weekend. Think before you go out on your own, walking and biking trails and parks specifically. Share this so that the various agencies finally will. Keep yourself and your family safe. So family, you put all those things together and it becomes pretty alarming and shocking. Teresa Arnold told Anchorage's KTVA 11 News prior to Saturday's shooting. So family, I know you're paying attention to this picture here. The picture looks old. Well, it is. In this picture, you have James Ritchie on the left, who was a senior at East High School in 1994. The same year, Arn Saleo, the police officer, on the right, attended as a freshman. The two men would exchange gunfire during a confrontation Saturday that left Ritchie dead and Officer Saleo injured, and led to the recovery of a gun tied to 5 Anchorage homicides. So basically, family, once again, we see that the white boy next door happens to be a serial killer. So, family, according to the Alaska Dispatch News, Ritchie had 2 siblings and was a 1994 graduate of East Anchorage High School, where he was a standout athlete. Quote, he was a happy, positive person in high school. It's shocking to me, unquote, former classmate Mail to Sosi told the newspaper. Ritchie reportedly had prior arrests for drugs and burglary. Online records indicate he lived in West Virginia for an unknown period before returning to Alaska earlier this year. So, family, authorities haven't said whether Ritchie knew any of the people killed with the gun he wielded. While a motive may have died with the suspect, police said that the chance encounter on Saturday may have saved countless lives. Quote, this murderer, it's the worst possible thing, Tully said. Because of the heroic actions of these Anchorage police officers, they have made sure that this individual will not hurt any one of you or any one of the citizens in Anchorage. Police said they linked 2 of 3 recent double homicides to Ritchie's handgun. Those victims have been identified as Jason Netter Sr., Brianna Foisey, Bryant DeHuson, and Kevin Schuyler Turner. So, family, white lives matter. The bodies of Netter, 41, and Foisey, 20, were found along Ship Creek Trail on July 3rd. Netter, a father of 2, had an extensive criminal history that included a felony conviction of drugs, according to Alaska Dispatch News. Foisey was reportedly homeless. Friends told Anchorage's KTUU-TV that she battled drug addiction. Quote, she just wasn't on the right path, unquote, Danny L. Ponte told the news station. Kids these days are doing things they shouldn't be doing, and there's a lot of problems with that out there. For a while there, I think she just felt a little hopeless, but I know she was trying. And then we have these two. The bodies of Bryant DeHuson and Kevin Schuyler Turner were found at the valley of the Moon Park. So Turner, 34, and DeHuson, 25, were found dead on August 28th near a bike path in the valley of the Moon Park. DeHuson, a well-known figure in local environmental and social activism circles, reportedly identified as a non-binary or two-spirit gender. Turner's brother, Billy Turner, wrote online that his brother, quote, had a mental illness that did not hold him back from having a fun and a loving life full of friends and family. And family, then we have the July 29th slaying of Trayvon Kimball Thompson, which police also said was linked to Ritchie's gun. He did not share the same characteristics as the others. Thompson, 21, was shot multiple times and his body was found alone on the side of a residential street. A lifelong resident of Anchorage, Thompson was reportedly in the process of joining the U.S. Army. And family, these two victims, Selena Annette Mulux and Forgian Obert Morset, were killed on January 28th. I know I chopped up those names because I'm not familiar with those names, so just bear with me. Anyways, investigators have not linked Ritchie to a third double homicide that occurred in Anchorage. That case landed in the laps of detectives on January 28th when a dog walker found the body of 19-year-old Selena Annette Mullinoaks at Point Worzelnoff, a scenic Anchorage overlook surrounded by a bike trail. Authorities searching the area discovered a second victim, 20-year-old Forgian Oni Obert Morset, who died after transport to a hospital. Well, Morset, according to his Facebook page, attended Madison West High School in Wisconsin. Melina reportedly has 5 siblings and was the mother of a 2-year-old child. These 2 homicides remain unsolved. So family, James Dale Ritchie, white male, will be added to the list of serial and cop killers. Again, James Dale Ritchie will be added to the list of serial and cop killers. He's a white male and he fits the typical description of most cop killers these days. This is Guru. I really appreciate your time watching. Thank you very much for your patience. I'm very tired. I work a full-time job and I have other obligations besides my marriage, and then I put time into this channel, so I'm quite tired sometimes. So I get haters who come in my section and talk about my reading and whatnot. They're just hating. They have nothing better to do. I love it because they increase my viewership. And with that said, thank you, haters. Anyways, for my family and friends out there who continue giving me support, I really appreciate it. This is Guru. Peace and love to you and yours. And until next time, please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thanks again for watching.